Oh, that's the last.
Welcome back, everyone. This week we're at the 6-hour. Oh my god, absolute carnage, straight from the get-go. So this week we're at the OCMC's 6-hour race, the 31st inaugural event, and yep, there's a lot of bikes here today. There's a lot of people. So yeah, it's almost perfect weather, I would say. It's not too cold. The track is beautiful, and I don't think it's too slippery, but it's been raining, so the ground is like nice and tacky. There is a lot of people obviously riding, so there's a bit of a queue going into the woods, and there's a lot of queues on the first lap. There's not much we can really do about it. This was a bit of fun going up over this. So there was a bunch of splits. Whoa, don't hit that tree coming down though, holy crap. And oh, that guy, he absolutely sent it through that tiny little gap. Hey, why not? It's a race. Although it does feel like a train right now, because there's just so many people. Yeah, so I'm here with Jesse this week, and we're doing the Big Wheel Team event. We're on that side of things, and yeah, I met some cool people in the lines when we were queuing up to get our transponders and stuff. Whoa, he was absolutely flying. Met a guy called Colt. Yeah, really cool to meet him, and saw Will again from the Terra Nova. So that was cool to meet these guys, meet them again. I don't know how to ride MX, as you can clearly see. Unfortunately, we had a bit of a nightmare this day. Oh, god damn it! Did that in the X? This is the same track as the Lands XC, so well, some of it's the same. Well, there's a lot of similar things. They've just like rejigged some of the wood sections. But anyway, yeah, we're having a bit of a nightmare because I wasn't planning to go first. Yeah, coming up to this split, I remember this split, and I look over and I see like 4 or 5 people just laying around in the tire jump section. So I'm like, oh fuck, I'm gonna go this way because I don't want to be sat there waiting. And when I get back, I get around, yeah, they're still all there, just all piled in there. So yeah, good decision there to not go through, even though I'm pretty sure I can do it. I know I can do it because I did it every lap afterwards. Yeah, so we're having a bit of a nightmare, to get back to the story. Jesse was supposed to go first, so he was prepped and ready to go, and his bike wouldn't start. And it just wouldn't start. It changed the spark plug, changed all sorts of stuff, just couldn't get it going, and eventually the battery went out, and we're like, ah, shit, okay, well, this isn't good. I guess he's like, I was like, do you want to take my bike? And he's like, no, you go get dressed, and if we can't figure it out by the time your stint is over, we'll just use your. Oh, I said we can just use my bike so that we can just ride. Coming through here, I was like, I looked over and I see 3 people laying down on that first hill climb. So I decided to go the second one because it's much easier. That's the thing that I remembered. It's much easier, a little slower, but much easier. Hey, caught these people up again. Yeah, so he couldn't get his bike going, and it started once, but then it cut out shortly after, and so yeah, it was a bit of a rush to get me to the start, and then yeah, like we made it, but I wasn't mentally prepared to be starting a race so soon. Yeah, so it's good. I didn't realize this was a split because the little thing had been ripped off. So my first 2 laps, I went to the left way, and then after I came out for my second bout, I realized there was a bridge that you can go across, and that looks terrifying and daring. Jesse said that he did it every single time because he's a madman. But although he did say there was one time there was a guy upside down in the pond, so that was probably one way of ruining a race. So Jesse also was having a bit of a fucking day as well. Not only did his bike didn't start, but he forgot his GoPro, and then when he went out, because I left the GoPro in a place that I thought he would notice it, and he did notice the GoPro, but he didn't think that it was good for him to take. So unfortunately, I don't have a huge amount of footage because I assumed when I got back that the GoPro was with him, and yeah, so we only really got like my first lap and a half, and it was a bit of a shit show because on the second lap, oh, that was a really fun jump, and on like my next stint out, there was a guy who was literally full send through that. He must have been like 2.5 bike lengths above me, and then he lands in the corner and fucking just like razzes around the corner. I'm like, what did I just see? That's insane. But yeah, on my second lap, it was going fine. I'd warmed up and I was feeling it. I was feeling better than my first lap, where I was like, oh my god, I hadn't done any stretches, hadn't like warmed my body up, so I was immediately like, ah. Yeah, so on my second lap, somebody was passing me quite quickly, and they accidentally clipped me. It's not their fault. It was fine. It's like a nothing, you'd think, but they hit the rear of my swing arm, and the little cap that protects the brake fluid bit was ripped off. And I think when they did that as well, like when they hit me there, it also loosened the bolt. So I immediately, well, I don't know if it was immediately, but very quickly, very soon after, I realized I have no rear brakes. And there's a lot of sand in here, and on a sandy downhill section, I'm like, why am I not slowing down as I'm pushing my brakes? I'm like, why is my brake fucked? This isn't good. And I look back, coming down this hill, and I pump the brake, and I see my brake fluid squirt. I'm like, ah, shit. So my second lap took a long time. It was like 45 minutes or something like that, because, well, I couldn't really ride. Like, I only had front brakes, and I'm not used to riding just front brake only. Like, I use my front brakes a lot on a trail like this, but I use my rear a lot as well, it seems. I didn't realize how much I used my rear until I had to use my rear. I only could use my front. So that really affected my second lap. And then obviously when I got back to the pit, I was running around the pit, like Jesse and I were running around trying to find like brake fluid. And we'd already lost like 12, 13 minutes. And then Jesse went over and just tried his bike. And it fucking started. And he's like, it's a miracle! And I'm like, just go, man, just go. We've wasted so much time. And then eventually I found a fella who was waiting for his turn. This was a fun little split. I didn't do it very well the first time. This is my first lap, remember, so I'm still just like, oh my god, what's happening? Yeah, some very kind fella gave me some .4 that he had in his truck, so oh, thank fuck. So I got my brakes back with help from Fox. We loaded up onto my trailer so that my bike's ass end was up, so I could get the bubbles out and, you know, get some brakes back in, and I was able to ride again after that. But unfortunately, like, everybody's overtaking me. I'm so slow. Everybody here is so much better. Like, when you come to the OCMC, you realize, oh yeah, these guys are good. Also, like, this change didn't make me faster than the guys that overtook me, of course, but it helped me for sure. I put the clickers up another 6 over the Terra Nova, so I think I've maxed out my front forks compression now, and that made a huge difference. It really helped. I fiddled it in the second lap. There'll be a bit of footage later where I do that, because it was just like every time I went over anything, I would just bottom the front out, because, well, you don't really tend to ride this fast. And they've made some changes over the Lands XC. Like I said, they changed up some of the single trail, but they also made a lot of the single trail a lot wider, I think, or at least I don't recall it being this wide. So they've done a lot of preparation, like cutting stuff out, making track. Well, someone told me there was 400 riders here today, so you know it's probably a good idea. Oh, did I almost manage to do that? I feel like I went over that with some half decent momentum. I actually managed to do that every single time, and then I was so excited about that, I went over this too fast. Well, not too fast, too slow. That really sucked. So yeah, coming in the second lap, I'm like, yeah, no one's here, sweet. That guy who fucking screamed past me on the MX side, I didn't see him hit through the rest of it. He absolutely shot past. But he doesn't take the enduro route, and I'm assuming it's because the MX guys are a little bit more intimidated by this. It's not so bad. It's just like, no, this is particularly difficult. Maybe the tire pit would be if it was full of tires, but it was all right. Nice and simple to get through. So yeah, all that time that fella made up going through the MX, just like at rocket ship speed compared to me. I look back. Oh, there he is. So my little tour means he has to get by me again. I don't mind, because obviously I know he's so much faster than me. Like, there's no chance I can keep up with this guy. He's gone. Coming around every single lap, there was always someone messed up on that first hill. I think it's a little steeper. I'm not sure if it's harder though. Like, I just think people get excited and they just go straight up the first one, and they're not like angled correctly for it, if that makes sense. So then like they lose speed and have a bit of an off. So we came 28th overall. I think after the first lap, we were like 45th or 46th, which not first lap, sorry, after the second lap where my brake, and we'd lost so many spaces. So we were like basically just playing catch up all day. This was a bit fun, going down this back straight. I remember the first lap, I was like, oh, okay, I slowed a little too early for the corner on the first lap. Like, okay, get a little bit more ambitious each lap. I wish I could have shown you my later laps, because I feel like I was braking really late coming into that, and that was really cool. But unfortunately, I just don't have the footage. But never mind, it is what it is. Next year we'll know for better. Next year we won't do hour and a half stint and then swap, because we should just do like 2 laps or even 1 lap. A lot of people were just saying they were doing lap by lap because it was kind of windy. So even though it wasn't too cold, when you were stood around for waiting for your buddy for 2 laps, that kind of actually gets a little bit. You get a bit nippy. So maybe 1 lap next year, or like if the weather's nice, we'll do 2 laps. Because I felt pretty good on the second lap, but by the time you do a 3rd lap, you're kind of feeling like you notice yourself slowing down, like. Whether we did or not, I mean, I don't have the times up right now because they're nothing particularly impressive. Jesse beat me; he got the fastest lap out of our team. But yeah, you know, like next year we know, like we'll make a decision. There we go, tiny little bike, absolutely razzing it. My fastest lap, unfortunately, I feel like I had a super good flow. Oh yeah. Yeah, he's better than me. A lot better than me. Yeah, my fastest lap. I had to help. I had to stop to help a little kid because he was like basically like upside down a ditch. Yeah, this is where I was like, okay, this suspension's too soft. I can't be riding this speed. So you know, I click it all the way up, and then I'm like, oh yeah, so much better. I can flow again. Not that it makes me faster than anyone else, but like it definitely made a huge difference. But yeah, some little kid, he said that like one of the fast guys knocked him off, and he needed help because he couldn't pick his bike up because it was tire side up down a ditch. So I sacrificed my fastest lap, but yeah, nevertheless, I'm trying to remember what Sean was telling me. And having put the compression up, Sean was telling me about going through the whips and having put the compression up. It seemed to do a little bit better, but some of these whips were so big that I'm just not used to it. I feel like some of the whips were getting to the point where it almost feels like a double, where you got to like jump between them or jump across them, and I don't know how to do that yet, or I'm just not confident enough to go that fast, or I've just had no practice, or my practice started today. There was a few times where I do like the first jump and then roll the rest, like that kind of thing, or jump the last one if I didn't see a corner immediately coming up. But this trail was absolutely fantastic, and I want to shout out to the OCMC because even though we're not members, obviously they let us come and play at these larger events, and it was fucking fantastic. I had so much fun. Jesse likewise. Singing praises again about how awesome their trail is. It's a lot faster than the other trails. Oh, these little things as well. I thought those were hilarious. Some of the guys who are so much faster. I can't believe they would go all the way the long way round and then come back over these little rocks. Like, I always feel bad because obviously they pass me, go around the bypass, and then I'm ahead of them again, and like it just feels stupid because I'm just slowing them down. But I mean, I guess that's the name of the game, right? Learn. I see those rocks as like a nothing, just in the same way they probably see like an MX jump as nothing, and I'm just like getting in their way, and they're like, "Get out the way, you idiot! You're slowing me through the corners and slowing me through the jumps." And I don't know what I'm doing, and clearly slowed them in the single trail as well because they're fucking lightning fast in here as well. I just feel like this was a whole day of me being overtaken. But what a day it was. Absolutely stellar. Had such a good time. Can't wait for the next year's. Yeah, some of this trail got pretty pretty, like, some of the braking bumps got pretty bad by my second stint out, but after that, I don't think it really got worse. Like, right now, it's, like, nice and smooth, and I'm just bouncing off the sides because I can't ride in a straight line to save my fucking life. But, like, it's quite nice right now, but then later on, it starts getting pretty rough. Yeah, it was definitely interesting. I'm also not used to seeing, like, little kids and stuff out. Like, not this guy, like, yeah, he's on a smaller bike, but that's not what I mean by a kid. Like, I'm talking about, like, borderline peewee guys. They're on, like, 85s or something, I reckon. They're like, I don't know, I guess, like, the kid I helped, he's probably, like, 8. Probably still faster than me, just upside down in a ditch and can't lift his bike up. But, yeah, it was interesting riding with them, and it's just crazy to see the pros when they go by and, like, or, like, I don't even know if they're pros. They're probably just the MX guys from OCMC, and they're just that much faster that I just think they're pro. Like, they're so fast. I love it. It's so cool to just to be, like, humbled, and just to see how better riders just fucking destroy you. Oh my god, look at me now. But yeah, I'm running out of footage. There's not much to really show. Yeah, what a great day. What an absolute great day. I can't wait for next year. Just let more people buy. That was the guy, I think, who fucked my thing up. You heard a little click. That was where my brakes went. It's not his fault. You saw, like, I moved over, he went by. I do not blame him slightly. But very quickly I realized, wait a second, I got no rear brakes. And yeah. So, anyways, I think that'll do for this week. Yeah, see ya.